Today, we're diving into the remarkable story of Violet Jessop, a woman whose life was defined by extraordinary resilience and survival. Known as the Unsinkable Stewardess, Violet's tale involves not one, but three infamous shipwrecks. Let's get straight into her incredible journey. Violet Jessop was born on October 2, 1887 in Argentina to Irish immigrants. She moved to England after her father's death and began working at sea at a young age. Little did she know, her career would take her through some of the most dramatic maritime disasters in history. In 1910, Violet began working as a stewardess for the White Star Line. A year later, she boarded the RMS Olympic, the largest civilian liner at the time. On September 20th, 1911, the Olympic collided with the British warship HMS Hawke near the Isle of Wight. Despite the significant damage, the ship managed to return to port without any casualties. This incident was just a prelude to Violet's incredible encounters with danger. Undeterred, Violet transferred to the RMS Titanic, the grandest ship of its time, touted as unsinkable. On April 10, 1912, the Titanic set sail on its maiden voyage from Southampton to New York. Just 4 days later, disaster struck. On the night of April 14th, the Titanic hit an iceberg in the North Atlantic. As the ship began to sink, Violet was ordered to help women and children into lifeboats. She herself was eventually ordered into lifeboat 16 and handed a baby to care for. Hours later, she was rescued by the RMS Carpathia. Despite the horror and chaos of that night, Violet survived the sinking of the Titanic, which claimed the lives of over 1,500 people. Violet continued her career at sea, and in 1916, during World War I, she served as a nurse on the HMS Britannic, the sister ship of the Titanic. On November 21, 1916, while sailing in the Aegean Sea, the Britannic struck a mine planted by a German U-boat and began to sink rapidly. Violet recalled being sucked under the ship's keel before being thrown from the water by an explosion. She suffered a head injury but managed to survive. The Britannic sank within 55 minutes and 30 lives were lost in the disaster. Violet's incredible story didn't end with her maritime career. She lived through World War II, working as a nurse and continuing to exhibit the same resilience that had carried her through her previous ordeals. She eventually retired to a quiet life in Great Ashfield, Suffolk, where she lived until her death in 1971, at the age of 83. In her later years, Violet shared her experiences through her memoirs, offering a unique perspective on the early 20th century maritime world. Her story has since inspired books, documentaries, and even fictional adaptations, cementing her legacy as a symbol of survival and strength. Thank you for joining us to learn about the astonishing life of Violet Jessop. Stay tuned for more incredible tales of resilience and survival. Until next time.